Hello and welcome to Stop Motion with Ralphie. I'm Katrina and this is Ralphie.
So why go through all the effort of creating stop motion puppet when you can just use the beautiful dolls in your closet? I've made several films featuring dolls, and through practice and experimentation, I found ways to get a believable performance out of them. I divided the process into several videos to avoid one really long video. In this video series, I will go through how you can use and modify your doll to make your stop motion animated film. In this video, I will go through which type of doll to use and how to modify the face, which includes eyes, eyebrows, and mouth. The materials needed are as follow: white paper, colored pencil, markers or paint, clay, fake eyelashes, scissors, strong glue, cotton swabs, hair gel, tweezers, and paintbrush. The type of doll you are using is very important for the type of animation and story you want to tell. If you are making a film about a depressed gymnast, then it's probably best to use a doll that doesn't constantly smile all the time and has movable joints. Dolls can be modified, but the closer they are to the desired kind of animation and look you want, the better. Getting dolls that have moving joints is optimal. For this video, I will be using this toner doll as an example, though the methods I'm going to show you will work for any kind of doll you have. I used this doll to make a short film called Free Spirit. It was about a woman who slowly spirals into a deep depression after experiencing a traumatic event. She used to have beautiful brown eyes and eyebrows and smooth hair, but she is no longer that way. If you want to get serious, know that your doll will probably never be the same after you shoot your film. The whole goal of modifying your doll is so that you can have control over her. Let's start with the face. First, eyes. So you want her eyes to be able to move. To do this, we need to white out their pre-painted pupils. I found that white paint comes off too easily, so I used white paper instead. It's best to use a thicker paper because it tends to last longer, though regular white paper works just fine. I use index cards as they have some thickness. First, cut out a tiny rectangle that is about the size of your doll's eyes. Then cut the rectangle to be the same shape as your doll's eyes. This part is tricky as you have to eyeball it. Just keep going back and forth, putting it on your doll's eyes to measure it, then cut small slivers off the paper until you get it just right. Now, you glue them on the doll's eyes. I use this strong glue that sticks well to plastic. It's called flexible adhesive. Using strong glue is best as you don't want this white paper falling off during the shoot. Make sure that you are protecting yourself when you're using strong glue, because a lot of these glues are dangerous to breathe in. I usually open the window and wear a face mask. You can see here that I'm using tweezers to secure the paper in place. Tweezers are a great tool when working with dolls. So now that we have the eyeballs whitened out, it's time to make the pupils. For the pupils, I use tiny pieces of dried hot glue with paint on the bottom to give them color. This method works nicely as it reflects well in the light, and you can make several sizes of them to give her different expressions. If you want more realistic looking pupils, then buying eye stickers on the internet is a good option. Really, you can use whatever you want for your pupils, small beads or something. I just like this hot glue method because it's cheap and I like the look. With the hot glue gun, make tiny dots of glue on a surface that will allow the glue to come off easily without it sticking onto anything else when it dries. Thick plastic or marble works well. You can see here that I squeeze a small amount of glue on the surface and then I spin the hot glue gun around itself to get rid of the stringy glue that comes after. This will take several tries to get two eyeballs that are perfectly the same size. I make several sizes so I can give her different expressions. To give them color, you have to paint on the back of the pupils. You can use paint or markers, really anything you have. I use watercolor markers. Once you put color, wait for them to dry. Then add a small amount of glue on the back so that the color won't bleed onto the white paper of her eyes. To give the eyes that glossy look and for the pupil to stick to the eye, I use clear hair gel as a base. Hair gel makes it really easy to put on the pupil and move it around and gives it a more realistic glossy look. Here I am just painting a thin layer of hair gel onto the doll's eyes. Now you can just place the pupil on the doll's eyes and see how easily you can move it around. here's another size I made. As you can see, it gives the doll a completely different look. Now it's time for the eyelids. I've used clay as eyelids, but honestly it always looks kind of fake and bad. I found that by adding eyelashes at the end of the eyelids can totally change the look of the doll blinking. We are going to use the same method as we did to white out the eyeballs. So first, cut the index card paper into a small rectangle. Then cut small slivers off the paper, going back and forth measuring and checking to see if it's the same size, until you get it right. Then use a colored pencil that is about the same color of your doll's skin and color the eyelids. First, cut them pretty short at a curved angle and glue them onto the eyelid. Now you can cut the eyelashes more to get a desired look. You can see that I made them shorter in the middle, and they get longer as they go out to the edges. The way to attach the eyelids to the eyeball is to use hair gel to stake them in place. Now for the eyebrows. First you need to remove the eyebrows. Take off the previous eyebrows either through rubbing alcohol, or if the paint is really strong on, sand it down with sandpaper. Now we can make our new eyebrows. Get a little bit of cotton from a Q-tip stick, then use a clay that is similar to your doll's hair color. I use this tan colored Sculpey. Now I just massage the clay onto the cotton. Now cut off the excess cotton and shape it into the desired shape you want the eyebrows to be. The clay gives the eyebrow color and allows you to easily stick the eyebrows on her head and move her expressions freely, and the cotton gives it a more realistic eyebrow hair look. Now just to repeat the same step for the other eyebrow. Now for the mouth. Mouths can definitely be a tricky part. If your doll's mouth is already open and smiling, it may be difficult to get another expression from her. In another video, I will go into more detail of how to get expressions even from a smiley doll, and will cover how to make your doll talk. In this video, I will cover basic expressions. Use a tiny piece of black clay, roll it up to make a tiny little tube, then place it between your doll's lips. Use some sort of tool to smooth out the clay on the edges to make it look more natural. This makes the appearance that the doll's mouth is open. The eyebrows and the shape of her mouth are amazing ways to completely change the expression of your doll. So that's all for this video. Watch my future videos to learn how to animate hair, water, and make your doll walk. If you want to see my film that I've been referencing in the video, there's a link in the description box. If you want to learn more about stop motion animation, then check out my channel and subscribe to be updated. What's your favorite doll brand? Comment below and feel free to ask any questions. Thanks for watching and have a happy stop motion animating time.